Hey, what's up everybody? I know it's been a while since my last video, but got a couple more things done. Something new, something old. Got two knives here. We'll start with the old one first. This is a little Kawakin that I did quite some time ago. It's actually quite thick. It's 1/4 inch. It was just some scrap 52-100 that I had laying around, and was just kind of messing around one day. Yeah, and made this little guy here. It's 52-100, heat treated to about 58 HRC. It's actually white G10 that I dyed black. It came out alright. It's not something that I would recommend, but it worked in a pinch. This is a knife that I just made for myself. But it came out alright. Brass pins, zero grind. I don't know if you can see that, but there's no secondary bevel. It's straight zero grind. Use this one quite a bit. Even though it's a 1/4 inch thick, this little guy with the zero grind is ridiculously sharp. Do the phone book paper cut test. It's ridiculous. That zero grind puts a really keen edge. It's quite thin, but yeah, came out pretty good. Just something fun. Always like the Kawakins, especially like Lucas Burnley and some of the other guys that are putting them out. Just kind of wanted to make one, so had a little scrap piece that wouldn't have made anything else, and that's what we came up with. So anyway, it's about a 4 1/4 inch blade. It's about 3/4 inches wide at its widest point right there. So black Kydex sheath as always. But it came out pretty good. This other guy just actually finished earlier this week. This was for a family member, which was kind of surprising. When he asked me to make him a knife, and I thought he would want like a kitchen knife or something like that, and then he said he wanted one like this. I was a little surprised because he's not really the outdoorsy tactical type of guy. But this is what he wanted. 1/4 inch thick, 52-100 hand rubbed spine. And the bottom side of the handle is all hand rubbed all the way around the perimeter, and then the finish on the blade is not quite a mirror finish. I don't know if you can do this without blinding everybody, but there are grind lines, really fine. This is actually a 300 grit finish, but for whatever reason it just came out really well. I get fingerprints all over everything. That's awesome. Anyway, so it's 52-100, heat treated to 62 HRC, black G10, stainless steel hardware in the handle. Came out really well. The other one I made in my video had a much lower bevel. Like the bevel only came up to about there, about maybe 2/3 of the blade. But this one, I keep getting fingerprints all over everything. This one I decided to go with a full height grind just because he's not, I mean, I don't know what he wants this thing for, but like I said, he's not really a tactical outdoor kind of guy. But I just thought he might want the cutting performance a little bit more than the hard use performance. Comes down to a pretty keen edge. It's about 15 thousandths just behind the bevel, so it's relatively thin. A nice little slicer, make a good food prep knife, but it is a 1/4 inch thick, so yeah. But at any rate, the finish actually came out really well. I have a problem with my grinder where the really high gloss finishes are really hard to achieve, just because my grinder is a single speed, no variable speed on my grinder. So doing the fine grit finishes is quite difficult, but this one came out really well. Nice even grind lines on that guy. So just a really fine, very small portion of the blade is actually flat at the top. I don't know if you can pick that up too well. Just right, I mean, maybe a 1/16 of an inch at the top at most is flat. The rest of it's, so it's almost a full flat grind. It's doggone close, but not quite. At any rate, guys, I just wanted to show some stuff off. Though I've been out of it for quite a while. But I do have a bunch of stuff that's back from Heat Treat. A couple other pieces that I've been working on. I've actually been hand finishing a blade for almost a week now, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's a pretty big blade, and I decided to do a hand rubbed finish, which was a mistake. So I was going to work on it later on this evening, but I pretty much gave myself carpal tunnel. my arms are pretty much destroyed from hand rubbing, so that one's gonna have to wait for a hot minute. That'll be in another video. I'll actually have 2 big choppers in that one. The folders, I'm in the process of doing the folders. I have 2 done so far that are ready for surface grind and heat treat. But with the heat treat, you need to send, really you need to send 4 or 5 blades to make it worth it. So I got a couple more I need to make, and hopefully a couple more weeks here I'll have videos for them. I do have a bunch of stuff that's needs to go to heat treat. I got stuff that came back from heat treat. I got projects that are all over the place, and my problem is that, I mean, you start on something, you get an idea for something else, and before you know what's going on, you have knives that are just in all various states of completion. So but at any rate, I'm working on stuff, and hopefully I'll have some more videos up here in the coming weeks. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.